So if this is a 25-minute workout, this is not the same workout anymore. So my challenge to you is I want you to reframe how you think about what RX is. Like, remove necessarily the rounds and the weight from the equation. What is the intent of this workout? All right, guys, welcome back to Jerk Block Talk. I'm Jason Fernandez. We're here at CrossFit Rife. Today, we're going to talk about something that is assumed in many cases. And what we're going to talk about is RX, right? So if you've been in the CrossFit community for any amount of time, you've probably heard RX'd and then scaled. And I would challenge you as a new gym owner, or a new coach, or even if you're experienced, and this is usually where this comes in more frequently, I think, in today's kind of climate, is, for instance, if I say, what is Fran prescribed? You're instantaneously going to tell me 2159 thrusters and pull-ups, weights 95-65, just like DT and Nancy and back squat. So we've gravitated towards these are RX, meaning they're written at a very specific weight and a very specific rep scheme or rounds, okay? Now, when these were written, they were written with a specific intent. So that is what I would challenge you to look at workouts a little bit differently, right? So don't necessarily look at the loads, look at the intent. For instance, if somebody can, let's say they can do Fran at 95 and 65 and they can do pull-ups, but it takes them 15 minutes, that's not Fran, because we all know what the intent of Fran is. And the intent of Fran is to be done really, really quickly, preferably sub 5. For the most part, unbroken with these reps. Maybe one or two of these sets would be unbroken, but if I turn this into a 15-minute long workout, my intensity drops through the toilet and I don't get the intent of the workout anymore, the intended stimulus. DT would be the same. Maybe they could do it at 155, but they have to break all of the hang cleans and the shoulder to overhead. We're not talking like games type times or rounds, but like general population for a good athlete. So think about like a pretty good athlete in your gym. That should be the intent. So if I'm gonna do Fran, right, maybe they could do it at 95, 65, but would it be better for them to do it at 55 and 35 and do it in sub 5 minutes and not break those reps? Would it be better if they brought the weight down to 95 for DT and did the first 3 rounds unbroken so they can get that stimulus and understand what it feels like to do 3 unbroken rounds and be in the pain cave? Because that's the intent of DT. For the most part, this is intended to be like on the really fast end 5 minutes, but for the average person, probably like 7 to 10 minutes. That is what we should be looking at. Back squat, same thing. We should be hitting heavy sets of 5, not failing at 3 or 2, or are we gonna go up? Are we gonna go across? Again, it doesn't matter. Nancy's another great example, right? For the most part, these should be done unbroken if we're doing the overhead squats. So if they have something on the bar that no longer I'm doing these unbroken, or the distances they can't cover in the right time, like on the really fast end, like for a really high level athlete, probably, I don't mean games, but like a good athlete in your gym should be able to knock this out in like 11 to 12 minutes. So if this is a 25-minute workout, this is not the same workout anymore. So my challenge to you is I want you to reframe how you think about what RX is. Like, remove necessarily the rounds and the weight from the equation. What is the intent of this workout? Should it be 5 minutes? Should the rep schemes be unbroken? Should I have to break this up? You know, think about things like that. If you were going to attack this, or your best athlete was going to attack this, what you choose to make for scaled versions of that workout for the rest of your athletes should look very similar. So when they're executing it, what it turns out is that intensity is now relative, right? Now everybody's getting the same type of workout. So I've done some other videos about like briefing the workout and kind of like how to get athletes to scale correctly. But you as a coach, this is a much easier way, or a much cleaner way for I think for you to frame how you're going to explain that workout and how you're going to talk to your athletes about what really is prescribed. Is prescribed doing, at its core element, yes, it is doing 95 and 65. But what I would tell you, what's really prescribed is that feeling that Fran gets you when you do an unbroken 21, 15, 9 at 95, 65. And we can induce that same feeling, we can induce that same intent by dropping the load and dropping the reps. They're going to feel the same, and therefore they're going to be operating at their threshold speed, and we're going to continue to see adaptation faster and for longer periods of time over the course of their lifetime, and that is what we're looking for. So reframe how you think about what is RX and what is scaled. Did I hit the intent of the workout? Then I would tell you that it was RX. So just a discussion I was having recently, and I really like the idea of thinking of it like this way. So if you guys have any questions about this or how you would do it with different workouts, go ahead and drop those in the comments, and we'll talk to you next time. Thanks.